Hi, and welcome to another episode of Now That's a Good Read. This is episode 8, and we are on the arc of the Button. This is part 4, the finale. And I have a special guest here with me. Want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Josh's little brother, and we're also it's a good read in the comic and everything too. Hope you guys enjoy it too.
Alright, so we're going to open it. Actually, the front cover here is Flash number 22, and it's a, what would you call it, 3D hologram?
More retro from the...
Yeah, it's a retro. It's got Jay Garrick. Definitely old school stuff. I like it. Definitely cool. We open it up to the Button, part 4. We have Reverse Flash. Oh my gosh. Is he also Professor Zoom?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And he's run, as we continue the last... I'll continue the last episode. Continue the last episode. It was continuing the last episode again. Sorry. It was from them running the Speed Force, and they caught up with the Reverse Flash, and now we're continuing on that. So we got Reverse Flash. Him saying like he has the, I know who the power of the Button belongs to, Flash, and they've never faced someone like me. He's not. He knows who it belongs to, but he's not ready for it. Oh yeah, spoilers. If you've not read this, you might not want to listen to this episode, so we're gonna spoil a lot of stuff for you.
Throughout this whole issue, there's always a hint of blue lightning, and they don't know what it is, and it keeps coming out of nowhere, trying to block them. But Professor Zoom, Reverse Flash, keeps getting ahead of them, and keeps trying to knock back Flash and Batman. And they have a struggle point here, and then the point where they're about to stop him, he then breaks the cosmic treadmill, which then
Who breaks it?
Reverse Flash. He breaks it, and then he says, like Owsbury, you're too late, I'm here. And then with a giant boom, he knocks them back, and he goes into a separate dimension.
So he finds his own dimension, his stopping point, where actually he comes back from in the last issue, and he's half skeleton, half man. He's pretty much dead. Somebody burns him. I don't know who. I wonder. I mean, I know who. I've already read the comic, so. He talks about, hello, I'm not afraid of you. You can come out. I know your power. I'm not like everybody else. And is like, show yourself. My God. Wait. I didn't know. Please, I don't want to. I'm assuming he says, I don't want to die. So. And we see, looks like blue fog or haze, and several strikes against him here, turning him into a skeleton, and then taking out pretty much half of his flesh. And Batman's like, that scream, Thawne, he's gone. Barry, I'm right here. Somebody's calling him to him. We don't know who it is yet.
They keep hearing someone yelling out Barry repeatedly. Batman tells Barry to listen, and they go try to grab into the pieces of the cosmic treadmill, and then it's falling apart in front of them, and then they get separated inside the Speed Force. And then you hear a giant crack of lightning, and then Jay Garrick arrives. And then he takes them from the Speed Force back into the Batcave where they all started. And then Jay isn't there, and then he appears telling Barry to remember him, which Barry does not. and then he grabs onto Jay, trying to force him there, but then he just rises up off the ground, and then is erased from that town. And then it's a big puff of smoke, and they have no idea what happened. They remember nothing from that.
Okay, before I continue reading, I do have to say this music you're hearing, dubstep, is from bensound.org. It's royalty-free music. You can get it there, and it costs you nothing. All you have to do is mention it in your whatever you're doing, non-commercial use, of course. And I usually mention it in the description, or obviously live while we're doing the podcast. So there you go. All right, back to the story. All right, so now we have a puff of smoke from Jay Garrick's leaving. Barry's like, I don't know what happened. That man said, I need to remember him. I don't know who he is. And then Batman's like, but he's not here. Maybe he came from another time, a time that no longer exists, like my father. And then maybe, he says, and then they're staring at Professor Zoom's reverse flashes, half skeletal, half flesh corpse. It says, or I wasn't the lightning rod he needed. And then they're in a graveyard. Looks like Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne. Martha. My house name is Martha. That was from Batman vs Superman, where they finally become best friends. Martha. Who's Martha? Why did you say her name? My name is Martha. Do we become just best friends? That's actually an ode to Batman vs Superman plus Step Brothers. So, anyway, back to the story. All right, so they're discussing. You're the only person I know who's suffered loss, and like I have, and also had a glimpse of the alternative. They're talking about, I wonder what was all this doing. Time rupturing, changing people, fading in and out of reality, like your father in that other Flash. He died, referring to his father. Batman referring to his father. But maybe his death is not what triggered all of this. Maybe there's no one else to chase. So Barry's saying, like, we're done. Maybe we're done right now. And that's it. Batman doesn't think so, though. And he talks about how Thawne said he saw God. That's all they have to go on, essentially. But Batman, again, is going to do an autopsy. Barry's going to do an autopsy. And they're going to go from there.
And then as they slowly walk out of the cemetery, thinking of what's next for them, they still have no idea what's on the horizon. Then it zooms out to planet Earth, and you hear a monologue saying, it can't all be by accident. And then Bruce Wayne is sitting outside at Gotham, thinking what his father said, don't be Batman, find happiness. And then the bat signal appears in the sky. And then he thinks he can be so, and then thinks of his father's words, he can be so much more. Then Alfred walks up and says, sir, are you going to answer that? Bruce Wayne looks out there, and hangs his head down. And
referring to a phone call, I'm assuming. Or a knock at the door, or was it a phone call?
The bat signal.
Oh, bat signal. Okay, right.
And then slowly, you see a blue light go towards the comedian's button in this far off dimension that no one knows about. And then a hand comes out and grabs it.
What color is the hand?
A blue hand.
Oh my god. Guess who it is? Spoilers. Oh man, so I already know who this is. I was thinking it was Nova Corps, but it can't be Nova because... Oh, sorry, not Nova Corps. What's Face's father? Star-Lord's father.
Yeah. Ego.
Yeah, Ego, but he's also... Technically in the comic books, he's Ego, but he's also blue.
But it's not
Blue
actually
Angels, whatever.
It's not actually he isn't in the comic book either.
Yeah, it's like one of his forms, I think, right?
No, it's two different entities completely, but they just matched it all together and that. But, yeah.
Okay, anyways, Marvel versus DC, whatever. So, anyways, it's you know what? I think it's Dr. Manhattan. Unless it's a giant Smurf, that's all I can think of. What is your take on it?
Well, the fact that they've been hinting for this for a long time, and the fact that they had a character named Dr. Oz in there, controlling stuff from the shadows and keeping everyone there. And there's even a panel in an earlier comic issue, not of this, of a Superman one, where it shows Dr. Manhattan strapped to a machine, having his energy siphoned out of him. I don't know.
Plus, I think the fact that the way the dialogue in the story, talking, it sounds like Dr. Manhattan to me. Why does my perception of time distress you? Everything is preordained, even my responses. We're all puppets, Lord. I don't know who you're referring to as the Lord.
Wife.
The wife, okay. Who's dead, right?
Well, that's off the... I don't really know.
Okay. I'm just a puppet who can see the strings. We're in the epilogue now. Which is opening up to the next. Oh, apologize.
If you're wondering what's happening right now in the comic, it's going in from the button to the blood on the button to the red on Superman's S, but it's not our Superman that we're used to now. It's going back to the New 52 Superman.
New Superman that's coming into the Rebirth.
Yeah, again. Because he died in the beginning of Rebirth. So now he's coming back into it because it's the same S.
Wait, in the beginning of Rebirth, the...
New 52 Superman died. The younger Superman, and he died from the radiation.
So the Superman that's already in Rebirth died. New Superman came in New 52, took his place, and then died again.
Rebirth Superman is from the original 90s when he fought Doomsday.
Yeah, New 52.
And then there's New 52 Superman.
That's coming.
New 52 Superman died in Rebirth, and the 90s Superman took over as Superman. But now that shows the Superman is from New 52, that means he's coming back somehow.
Oh, okay. Well, it makes sense because Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
He can create life, destroy life, whatever. Create planets,
But
worlds, universe.
Mr. Mxyzptlk kind of meant for all the same person. So.
Oh, weird. Okay. Confusing.
Yeah.
There are poisons that blind you, and poisons that open your eyes. August Steinberg. We got the Doomsday Clock. Ooh. Doomsday Clock, and it's actually the 12 o'clock is actually Superman's symbol. Geoff Johns, Gary Frank, and Brad Anderson, November 2017.
I miss Alan Moore.
Oh, look at these other show. Let's see what the other show is. We got Doom Patrol and Mother Panic, which I've never heard of.
Doom Patrol?
No, Mother Panic. Maybe it's just it's got Batman in it. Doom Patrol. What the heck? Oh, we got a little. Is that
Do you want a fun fact?
Sure.
Beast Boy was originally in Doom Patrol, but since he saw that Teen Titans were around and they were a younger, more familiar group, and Doom Patrol they were too strict and everything. They wanted everyone to be in order, and then Beast Boy went from being part of Doom Patrol to being part of Teen Titans back in the original run.
Oh, Beast Boy.
Yeah,
I don't know why I was talking just Beast.
Yeah.
Like the X-Men. How the fuck was X-Men? Like with crossover? Beast Boy, okay.
But they were too strict on him, so then he did a whole thing where he's like, I'm leaving Doom Patrol, and he left and joined the Teen Titans.
Nice, good.
Back in the original run. And he's been there ever since now.
There is some information for you folks. Okay, so mind you, this is all spoilers. If you made it to this point, you're spoiled. Sorry. So, next episode, we are going to read
Punisher versus Deadpool, issue 1.
Alright, we will see you in the pages.